The patients are at risk after they've been discharged. Sorry.
That's okay. Take your time.
Sorry, I just...
just take your time and take a few deep.
So I've lost myself here.
Well, just...
Thank you.
Okay. Just start when you're ready, and if it takes you a minute to find your place.
Thank you. Sorry. At my son's 5-month checkup, the dermatologist noted purging, aggression, stopping sport and change in personality, and yet she filled out a 3-month prescription at a high dose and discharged him. I don't understand how I survived son at this point because of psychosis and everything that then kicked in for us. I've explained this in the audio. The hospital trust, even as of today, has not accepted a complaint from us, so the issue has never been investigated. The GMC do not really investigate as such, but they did look at the way the dermatologist in question prescribed isotretinoin, and they said that she had followed all the right procedures. There was no informed consent, there was no monitoring. She directly put my son's life at risk and she's destroyed his life, but she cannot be held accountable because there are no real guidelines. In fact, there was a suggestion that it was my son's fault. There is no warning in the pill about the triple risk of suicide, nor is there any adequate warning about the long-term and permanent nature of some side effects, especially sexual dysfunction, which is a brutal adverse event, not as rare as the regulators are suggesting. Chemical castration is an infringement on a person's human rights, and in the UK only used on a voluntary basis by the most evil men in our society, serious sex offenders, and even then the treatment is supposedly reversible, unlike isotretinoin, which is permanent and is given to young teenagers. For this reason alone, if for no other, the drug should be banned. The onus to prove side effects has somehow fallen on the heads of patients, and that is totally reckless and inappropriate. The truth is, it would be difficult, if not impossible, to prove causality without randomised trial, and we are never going to see that. So the patient experience must count. You heard testimony from BAD, an institution that does not engage with patients or victims. They have no care for victims, and this is the institution that acts on behalf of all dermatologists. 2,227 serious adverse events have been reported to the MHRA, including 99 deaths. Where is the testimony of all the dermatologists who have harmed these patients? Did my son's dermatologist raise her concerns or regret that she may have harmed my son? Does she even think twice before prescribing it now? Does she sleep well at night? There are many reasons why victims of isotretinoin are not reporting an adverse event, and this needs to be considered carefully. I have explained this at great length, but mostly these victims know that reporting won't help them personally. They're young, they haven't got a social conscience in a way that maybe a younger person may have. It is impossible to make isotretinoin a safe treatment, and for that reason, I believe it should be banned. The regulator should work hard to find and provide safer acne treatments. Failing a complete ban, then the drug must be banned completely for all under 18s, and I have previously made a very strong case for this. Stronger safeguards must be introduced for all other patients if a ban is not implemented across the board. Strict prescribing guidelines must be written up to protect patients and also make dermatologists accountable. Without accountability, there is anarchy. We would like to see an updated version of the 202 Roche consent form introduced for all patients failing a complete ban. Isotretinoin should not be given to young people who are just about to start university or travel. This in itself is an at-time risk, and a burden of isotretinoin should not be added. Coroners should be more circumspect and willing to be able to give an open verdict or a verdict of iatrogenic harm. There should be a collaboration approach to isotretinoin treatment between the dermatology nurse and GP. Patients should have an immediate contact point. Psychiatrists need to be updated because they know little or nothing about isotretinoin-induced psychosis or how to treat it. Sun Dermatology launched an absorber tracker, I believe that's a version of isotretinoin, to help patients track progress. This could be expanded for isotretinoin patients, but I add caution that nothing will help a patient who's become psychotic, especially if the psychosis is deadly silent or not apparent. I'm very disappointed that in this 2-year process you have not called for suspension of the drug. European regulators suspended AstraZeneca for a lot less. The idea that benefits of clear skin outweigh the risk of chemical castration and suicide is one I vehemently question. The MHRA have been negligent by allowing isotretinoin to remain on the market. If they are caught up in a system that doesn't enable them to protect patients in a way that the public expect, then the system needs to be changed. I would like on record that I formally ask for you to call for an independent inquiry. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to me.
Thank you, Sam, and thank you very much. I know it was clearly very difficult for you to say, but it's really important, as you say, for us to hear directly from you. So thank you very much for that.
I just want to add that I've, like Catherine said, I too have been on suicidal watch ever since I found out about this, and it's literally destroyed my family.
Yeah, it's clearly a very, very hard time and difficult time for you. And again, thank you very much for telling us so clearly what your experience is and that of your son. Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much. Thank you.
So that's the last person today, so we're actually way ahead of time. I wouldn't mind a very quick debrief. I think there is a link that we can join in say, shall we say we join it in 5 minutes, say at 5 to 12, so we can all find it in case we can't immediately. So see you again in about 5 minutes. Those of you who have to leave, I appreciate that not perhaps everybody can stay. Madeline?
It would help me if you could resend it, please, if that's possible.
Yeah, that would be great. I'm sure it would help many of us.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Linda, is that the same? You're on mute.
So we come out of this one and then come back in?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.